mean, as you've seen, I obviously got a procedure done on my foot about a week ago, 10 days ago. Should or not should I'll be back in the next 8 to 12 around there weeks, but should be a full recovery, and I'll be back soon.
You answered the timetable question right there, which was my real question. But what are the steps before you can do? I guess just take us through the process. What are the benchmarks you have to hit before you can go on and do the next thing, the next thing, the next thing?
I mean, right now, honestly, I'm ahead of schedule just as far as the swelling and things like that. All that stuff looks amazing. I should get my stitches out in the next couple days at some point this week, and then from there I can start strengthening my foot and all that good stuff. So I'm doing everything I can right now to come back before 8 weeks. I told Spo I'll be back in 6 weeks. So we'll see what they let me do, but I'm doing everything I can. Icing is 5 times a day. Like, I'm doing everything I can to get back on the court and be available, and just can't wait to get back out there and play. Like, that's what I do.
Tyler, when did you first feel the pain in the foot? And I guess I know you're trying to obviously avoid surgery.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like what went into the process and decision to kind of get the surgery, a week or 2 weeks before the season?
Yeah, it was tough for sure. I was working out at Miami-Dade in July, middle of July, and I was doing my warm-up, and I just felt like a crazy pinch in my foot out of nowhere, and it was very random, and we didn't know what it was, so I got an MRI. Nothing showed up on the MRI. And then a foot specialist said I was born with an extra bone in the back of my foot. It's like a very small bone, and no one could see what that bone was doing. And so we did a cortisone shot, or we did a PRP shot, a cortisone shot, another PRP shot. So we tried everything before surgery, and ultimately it was just 2-3 weeks in between each shot. And from July to now, as you can imagine, like three weeks on top of 3 weeks, that adds up. And we got to a week ago, and I was like, bro, I still feel the same pinch in my foot that I felt in July. And ultimately, I was working out, and I was trying to ramp up and be ready to go for training camp, but there was just no way I was going to be able to play through that pinch. Literally, it was a pinch in my foot that I couldn't even jump. So,
Hey, Tyler. Just kind of talking about, coming off of your best season last season, and then now you heading into the off season, hoping to have a clearer mind about this sort of stuff, and then you have this sort of injury and surgery. Was there a frustration level to kind of going through this process, knowing that the season's going to be delayed for you a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. I had obviously a imagination of how everything's going to happen, before this foot injury. But I feel like everything happens for a reason, and at the end of the day, this isn't, picture perfect for me, but, I keep my head down, keep working. I'm coming off of, obviously, my best season of my career, and I feel like I'm going to get right back to that level very, very easily. Obviously, it's going to take some work and time to get there, but I have, obviously, the most confidence in myself to get back to where I was, and even at a higher level.
Hey, Tyler, morning. Quick question about the ankle. I know back in 2022, it was the other foot that you had the ankle sprain. How would you say maybe like from a pain or just like, I guess, mobility, what was the difference between maybe this ankle injury compared to, a high ankle sprain that you had a few years back? Yeah,
it was. This was different because it was weird. Like with the ankle sprain, I couldn't walk or do anything. This foot injury, I literally could do everything. Like I could walk, I could actually run. I just couldn't like jump and get fully to my toes, like full plantar flexion in my toes, and that's ultimately what I need to jump and use to get by guys, and I have to be able to push off that foot, and it was locked, honestly. So every time I would try to push my foot forward, it was like it would stop at a certain point, and I didn't have full range of motion in my foot. So before with the ankle, it was more just a casual ankle sprain. This was actually like a bone was blocking my foot from getting through, so they had to take that bone out. That was a procedure they did, was remove the bone so that it's not blocking anymore.
Tyler, talking about looking forward to getting back, just how much are you looking forward to playing next to Powell? Just offensively, what do you kind of see as the strengths between you guys playing off each other on and off the ball? Just what do you like about that? combination?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a huge fan of Norman's game. Just watching him, even growing up, he's a little bit older than me, so being able to just play with him, I was definitely very excited to do that. He's another guy that can create for himself, but also take the attention away from me a little bit with his catch and go game, the way he can come off catch and shoots, the way he shoots the ball. So, I'm still looking forward to it. I'll be back in the next 8-10 weeks, and I know he'll hold it down until I get back, and then we'll hit the ground running together.
Spo said that he's been kind of working on scheming up this roster, not looking so much at the past, kind of looking at what your guys' strengths are as a group. Assuming full health here, just for a second for you guys, like what do you think the strengths of this group are offensively?
I mean, we're younger than we've been in the past, so I think. And when we spoke about it, I feel like we speak about it every year, playing faster and getting out in transition. But I think this year we can really do some things with Davion at point guard, Drew being able to get out in the passing lanes, and just playing a little bit more athletic. Like, we're younger, getting to play free and young. I think that's just a new energy to the team. And then we have a bunch of guys who can create for themselves, but also, playing off each other. I think that'll be our biggest strength, is moving the ball, playing off catch and goes, doing different things, cutting. And I think all 5 guys on the court at most points will be able to attack, and I think that's what we want. A bunch of guys who can get into the paint, a bunch of guys who can shoot, and guys who can finish at the rim. So.
2 more questions now.
Tyler, as you're kind of now becoming a veteran on this roster, Khalil's in his second year. What are you looking forward to with playing with him as a vertical threat, as you kind of give your assessment of some of the ways that you can play with this team this year?
Yeah, very excited, just to see his growth. We all saw how, special he can be. I know he's been working a lot on his jump shot. He's really in love with his jump shot, but if we can continue to get him to roll to the rim, be that lob threat for us, and then obviously cleaning up the glass, being a glass eater, and really blocking shots and protecting the rim for us. I think, that's his strength, and definitely looking forward to seeing him.